They actually did it. I didn't think they had it in them. I legitimately had lost hope, but this update is amazing. It is legitimately, in my opinion, the best update of the year and the most excited I've been to play Warzone in a long time. And this is not a hype man. I haven't made a single update video since the launch of MW3 Warzone because I felt they have all been so, well, underwhelming, but it changes the day. It is awesome. Okay, we have movement changes, including things like unlimited tactical sprint. We have the Car 98K coming back. We have new limited time modes or returning limited time modes that are fan favorites. We also have map changes and so much more that, thank God, they are actually giving some love to Warzone. There also are some things that aren't included in the patch notes that I'm going to be mentioning at the end that might break some hearts, but on the whole, this is an amazing video. This is amazing news, so make sure you buckle in. So here's a look real quick at the roadmap. We are not going to cover anything from Modern Warfare 3. We're not going to be covering anything for zombies. We're going to be focusing specifically on Warzone. And there is so much here besides what is just listed inside of this chart right here. But first, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is War Thunder. You see, in Warzone, vehicles are sluggish, slow, and boring. But in War Thunder, vehicles are everything. They have the most comprehensive vehicle combat ever made, and it is now free to play on both PC and console. You can take command of over 2,500 different planes, tanks, ships, all the way from the early 1920s all the way to modern era. And these vehicles are incredibly well detailed, not just on the outside, but more importantly on the inside. It has this incredible X-ray technology where based on where you hit this vehicle, whether it's the engine, the fuel tank, or something else like weapon storage, the vehicle will react appropriately and realistically. You don't need a state-of-the-art PC or you don't need any special controls. You can just pick up your console, pick up your PC, your mouse, or keyboard, and it is so well optimized. Over 70 million players have played and enjoyed War Thunder. So what are you waiting for? Play War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox now by using the link down in the pinned comment or the video description. New and returning players that haven't played in 6 months also receive the massive bonus pack that you see on screen. A huge thank you again to War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Here are the changes that are coming to Warzone. So it says combat across Urzikstan, Rebirth Island, Fortune's Keep, and Vondel continues. And though no major POIs have changed, the discovery of a mysterious DNA bomb at Pop-Off Power leaves you and your squad little time to discover incoming threats. Hopefully they level something, create some changes around the map because it's been the same for quite some time. The truth may not be immediately obvious, but as the season progresses, probably mid-season update and maybe some stuff in the weekly changes, additional discoveries may cause significant shift in your plans. Now, they have updated the bunkers. I thought these were very underwhelming in the previous seasons. You basically just went in there for some vests and maybe a durable gas mask, but increased activity seems to be focused on the bunkers dotted across Warzone. After keycard access is obtained, an expanded interior may be accessible, along with high-level loot, additional intel regarding the location of redacted. I'm guessing that's probably foresight, so you can find the final circle through the bunker. You get foresight, you know where the game ends. That's my guess there. Secondary bunker exit hatches are likely to be active, allowing your squad multiple methods of escape, which I think is great because right now you kind of get stuck in a choke point. However, not all bunkers appear to be accessible. Further investigation and great care are needed to solve this conundrum. Probably something like an Easter egg for any of my Easter egg hunters out there. Now, they've also made changes to the Gulag as well. It says additional Gulag silos have opened up during the Urzikstan Battle Royale matches, and recon teams have confirmed 4 different variants. Expect to randomly drop into one of them, offering you new ways to approach your 1v1 duel for redeployment. So I'm not going to go through all of the variants here, but it's similar layout that we've seen. It's the same silo, but hopefully it looks like the lighting might be a little bit better and there's a different layout. So hopefully they didn't make any mistakes with things like stair glitches or, you know, head glitches at the very back of the map. Hopefully they're a little bit more fair than some of the corny layouts that they have right now, but we'll see. It seems like we have some pretty similar ones returning, but also some new ones in there just to change up the pace, which is always a good one in my opinion. Now, my favorite, second favorite mode, Buyback Solos. It's when you have at least in Verdansk, it was $4,000. Hopefully it's going to be $3,000 inside of Urzikstan. If you have $3,000 on your person when you die, you automatically redeploy because money is life. Earn enough cash to redeploy automatically. The last team standing wins. Being down doesn't mean being out, providing you've got the cash for a revive. Following the regular Battle Royale rules, this Urzikstan only mode disables the Gulag and instead allows you to return to a match after dying, along with the removal of some of your cash reserves. Multiple redeployments are available until the final moments of the match, around the same time the Gulag would close, allowing for a more risky, aggressive strategy and higher eliminations if you've got the funds for it. This is an amazing mode. Duos, trios, and quads, I don't like the player count. I still wish we had 120 players, 130 players on the map. Solos was horrible, though. Solos would die out so unbelievably fast, and this hopefully will solve it. Well, I think what they did in the past is they had players, whenever they dropped into the map, they had $4,000 on their person. So basically, you could buy a self-revive immediately, or you could, find a few $1,000s and then buy a loadout immediately. So even if you do die off a contested hot drop, you'll have that money to instantly redeploy. So it's not like you die off rip, but it's hopefully will allow solo lobbies to feel less barren, because it's been pretty boring. Hey, they also are going to have additional modes in season. It says Spec Crew and Cortac operators across multiple info zones should expect additional blank and a number of blank modes as the season progresses. Exercise extreme caution as you investigate blank one step closer to the truth. Inside of some of these bunkers, there were like some zombies like floating in this like green goo. I don't know if they would bring back something like Zombies Royale. Hopefully they bring back something like Iron Trials. There also could be like Juggernaut Royale. I don't care. Just bring back something every week. Make it fun, I think Buyback Solos should be the permanent mode for solos, though, because solos just dies out way too quick. I think this should be the permanent mode for solos. And then hopefully they just go crazy with the LTMs, because that's the new content that we need. We don't need new mechanics, although I would like some mechanics changed. We just need some new content. There's new features for rewards. So basically on this, you get rewards for buying things in game, like at the buy station. Obviously, we know Call of Duty has some pay to win things, but you get rewards for how much you buy things in game. You get rewards for how many contracts you complete, interacting with other players, what game modes you play, and even Champions Quest rewards as well, outside of just the normal ones. Additional features, they're going to bring back the Specialist perk, which I'm so excited for. It says operators dropping into Urzikstan can now obtain the legendary and most prized perk possession, the Specialist perk suitcase, which you guys know gives you every single perk in the game. Also, thank goodness, they made it to where when you kill someone with a Specialist perk, they drop that Specialist perk, so you get it yourself. You get all the perks active here. I'm not going to read all through them, but my guess is it might have something to do with the bunkers as well. It seems like they're pointing towards a definite thing that Foresight is inside the bunkers, but also Specialist might be dropped inside the bunker as well. And if so, I think it's going to be a race to the bunkers in the early game. They also are bringing in tactical sprint boots. I hate that this is hidden behind a perk, but hopefully this leads to it being introduced to everyone. Urzikstan-based operators can look forward to infiltrating any of the accessible bunkers to obtain tactical sprint boots perk, which will give you an unlimited increase in your tactical sprint duration, not speed, and a reduction in fall damage. One of the most annoying things about the modern movement engine is you'll be running around, you'll get your gun up for a gunfight, but because you burned your tactical sprint, which is where your gun is up, and then you bring it to where your gun is on the side, and then your gun is up, and then your gun is on the side. There are times where you're in these gunfights and you're trying to sprint away, and you want that tactical sprint boost, but it'll only give you a regular sprint boost because it hasn't fully recharged. It just makes things feel so clunky, and I hate this being hidden behind a perk, and I know they're just doing it to see, the public's reaction to it, to see if it's too OP or not, but in my opinion, I think it needs to be unlimited. Big map is massive anyway. There's so much time between engagements, and it just makes movement feel so much more fluid if we have tactical sprint permanent. Now, we mentioned earlier that, Warzone vehicles are pretty sluggish, but they are bringing in the new Polaris Razor. It is the ultimate combination of power, strength, and control. The Polaris Razor Pro is a real-world side-by-side UTV offering immediate acceleration, nimble handling, and rugged durability, and it's available as a land vehicle in Urzikstan. Appearing as Polaris Razor on the TAC map, this side-by-side differs from the current UTV as it offers tighter turning capability, tighter handling, 3 seats, improved fuel economy, and is currently available in Urzikstan in any color as long as it's gray. I don't know the brand. It looks pretty sick. Most of the vehicles suck in this game besides the Hummer and probably this one because it's partnered as well. So hopefully it makes getting around the map a little bit more fun. New features, hot zones. Something we have desperately needed. I wish we had a better map design that naturally had hot zones that were exciting, like a superstore or a peak. We don't have that, but they are now going to have designated points of interest on the map that are identified as loot hot zones. And if you get there before the enemy, you'll be rewarded with higher tier loot than normal. Just be prepared for a vicious battle over who gets to claim this enhanced gear. possibly specialist tokens in here as well, but they are going to have redacted weapons in the mid-season, which are the 10 attachment weapons that you can find inside of some of these loot hot zones or the bunkers. There's going to be a new public event as well, which is actually pretty sick. It's the Runaway train. Drop into Urzikstan engagements at mid-season, and there's a small chance at the end game it occurs on a Runaway train. Expect confirmation of this sometime around the 6th gas circle, where the public event may be announced. Prepare for a wild ride. Operators with memories of the sleigh ride resurgence will know what to expect. Seek immediate refuge close to the train, which cannot be controlled. Fortunately, the circle of the gas remains over the moving train until the end of the match, forcing squads to battle it out on one of the careening carriages through the train itself as it slows down to provide enough access as well as unique takedown opportunity. I actually think this is sick. I think there are a lot of features they've added to the game that are corny that no one's interested in, but I think this will make for some really cool moments, and I think they're going to execute it well. And like I said, I've been Warzone's biggest critic, Warzone's biggest hater, and I read through these patch notes rolling my eyes dozens of times in the past, but this one's pretty sweet, boys. This one's pretty sweet. Okay, Call of Duty Warzone Season 4 Ranked Play Resurgence. This is one of the things that's not going to be listed here. Everything that I've heard from the rumors and the ruminations is that big map battle royale isn't happening this year. I hope this is wrong. I knew it wasn't happening this season. They're just bringing it back into Rebirth Island. I thought they at the very least could have put it into Vondel or something. I don't know any streamer that plays ranked much anymore. It's not built for Rebirth Island. It's boring. And cheaters are also rampant, but we're in a good mood. We're not going to talk about cheaters today, okay? They are going to add some new blueprints. I imagine things like the top 250 will be animated. Same, the emblems will be animated as well. Operators, standard stuff there. I'm not going to be playing ranked this season. I think it's pretty boring, okay? But there are some things that are exciting, okay? We have new weapons coming. This is content for all of the games, but most specifically, we want to talk about 4 new armaments. The first one that we have is the Superi 46, which is a submachine gun that's going to be available at launch. This pistol caliber carbine is chambered in 4.6 by 30 millimeters. That's the same thing that the MP7 is chambered in. It's designed to give impressive stopping power with skeletonized lightweight frame, exceptional adaptability. This weapon can be modified to excel in most combat scenarios. Hopefully, that means they actually allow us to have a larger magazine, because some of these previous SMGs have been limited to like 30 or 40 rounds and not a lot of damage per mag that makes it viable for larger game modes. But something in 4.6 like the MP7 typically has fast fire rate, low recoil, large damage per mag, and hopefully should be a really fun weapon to shoot. I like that they're saying it's exceptionally adaptable. Hopefully that means that you can make it a sniper support and have a longer barrel, you know, like it actually make it adaptable, not just say it's adaptable. We'll see. As you'd expect with the given size of the caliber, okay, is impressively impactful at closer ranges, within 30 rounds in the chamber and 90 in reserve. However, this SMG offers accuracy at the mid-range and above average recoil control, delivering practicality as well as firepower when you need it in most circumstances. So it sounds like it might be more of a run and gun up close. We'll see if it can do the mid-range. Honestly, I hope this is meta. We need a new meta, okay? I'm kind of sick of using the Striker, the HRM, all that stuff. I would like if this was a new meta weapon, especially if it's going to be as fun as we think it, you know, possibly be in MP7, like the Kar 98K. Now, I was afraid this was going to be the Vanguard Kar 98, but this is looking like the Modern Warfare 2019 Kar 98. Like, that looks like Black Tie Affair, if you guys remember that blueprint. This modernized version of the World War II bolt-action rifle is powerful and accurate, high damage output with a slow rate of fire. Last seen in Call of Duty Vanguard and found in MW3 Marksman Rifle loadout category after unlocking the Battle Pass. This archaic... Oh, no! Last seen in Vanguard and found in the MW3 Marksman Rifle loadout category. I'm worried about sniping. This archaic-looking rifle with only 5 rounds before reload and 10 rounds in reserve may get overlooked by the uninitiated. Veteran players, however, know this weapon is arguably the hardest-hitting and accurate long-range rifle there is, offering quick ADS speeds, massive damage, limited flinch, small but functional iron sights, and rapid takedown potential no matter how far away your foe is. If the Kar 98 is a one-shot headshot at all ranges, they will have blown away the expectations of everyone who's been playing the game so far. Okay, let's see. They're hinting towards everything that we like to see. They're hinting towards everything we like to see. The Reclaimer 18, a shotgun. This is the Spaz coming in. Veteran players will know this heavy-hitting legendary 12-gauge shotgun by another name, but at the midseason, you'll be able to empower your arsenal with a classic slide-action shotgun that packs a rapid and powerful punch. And I've also heard that this can be used akimbo in this game as well. And then mid-season, shout out Sledgehammer Games. You have the Sledgehammer melee weapon. Hopefully, it's not a two-hit melee like some of the other melee weapons in the game inside of Warzone, because those should be balanced. They also have a whole bunch of aftermarket part kits that are going to be coming. That's kind of one of those things that will be coming in the weekly updates, is new aftermarket part kits. I'll let you know if any of those are meta. We'll kind of breeze over them real quick. A lot of these have sucked, but who knows, future ones could be fun. So they have the aftermarket for the FJ Oris, turning it into the Jack Scimitar. They have the Jack Decimator, which is off the Lockman Shroud. They have the Jack Thumper for a grenade launcher. That's scary. The Jack Requiem for the Cast-Off 7.62, the Jack Harbinger for the M4, the Jack Gunslinger for the Basilisk, the Jack Volk for the KV Inhibitor, and the Jack Scimitar, Thumper, Requiem, Decimator, Intimidator. You guys can pause, take a look at any of these as you see. I'll take a look at these as they drop every single week. I'll let you know via stream if they're going to be useful. By the way, right now, by the time I'm watching this video, I'll be taking part in a tournament, a $40,000 tournament. So if you want to be a part of that action, join me live over on Twitch. We do have a little tournament action stream going on today. And if you want to talk about the update, there's a lot of exciting things to talk about. I wouldn't even look through the black cell in previous updates. Like, I would have just basically, I have been an open supporter of not buying microtransactions. I have bought one microtransaction in this game, and honestly, I have done it as a form of protest. I will play the game. I will use your servers. I'll make my career off this game, but I don't want to support you if you continue to shaft big map battle royale players and make decisions against the consumer, and especially the core player base that founded this game back in, Verdansk. And I'll scroll over this stuff just because it seems like we're finally heading in a decent direction. They launched MW3 so hot. Gundam. Okay, that's pretty sick. I can imagine some beam sword assassinations are going to be pretty awesome. They started off so hot with MW3, but man, they fell on their face and they just put every single dev resource into Resurgence. No communication about, yo, big map is coming in future, just hang in there. Nothing. It just felt like everyone was ignored. Kind of the same thing last year with everything went into ZMZ, and then big map and Resurgence got ignored. They did the same thing this year with Resurgence. So it's good to see that they're kind of bouncing back and they're evening things out. Resurgence got a lot of love, and I'm thrilled for the people who love Resurgence, because you deserve your game mode that you had 3 years ago, just like we deserve our game mode that we had 3 years ago as well. And it seems like after a long couple of years of Caldera into MW2, I feel like we're finally returning back to the glory days. Hell, Optic won in a major yesterday. So, COD is just returning on all fronts. So, new Prestige Mastery camos, new blueprints, a whole bunch of other cool stuff going on as well. A new Prestige camo that kind of reminds you of Obsidian from Modern Warfare 2019, which is going to be pretty sick as well. That's one of those where you just get enough XP with the weapon, you'll unlock this. There are going to be new season events as well that are going to be happening. Possibly some new Gundam-related LTMs that could be pretty sick, but probably just going to be unlocking things from there as well. They did mention that there's going to be new events and LTMs happening as well. I don't know if it's going to be zombies related, Gundam related, who knows, but June 19th, and then some point in the most secret future, it's going to happen as well. But there's some stuff here for MW3. If you guys want, you can go check out this blog post yourself. I already feel like we covered a lot today. Boys, I'm actually excited for an update, which I have never sold out or held my punches against this game. And I would tell you, if I wasn't excited, I would have made this video. And this really seems like a good one. So if you guys are excited about this update, do me a favor, drop a like on this video, share the love, spread the news, because all the OG Warzone homies need to know it's probably a good time to come back and check it out, okay? Subscribe if you guys want to stay up to date on all things Warzone and the tips and tricks to get better. Join me live over on Twitch for the tournament today. And once again, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, War Thunder. If you guys are interested, you can check out the link down in the pinned comment or the description and play for free on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. More importantly, you get access to some limited time premium content that you see flowing behind me right now. A huge shout out again to them for sponsoring today's video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.